Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to try something new. Going to take 3 clips from a recent episode of the Podcasters Roundtable, which you can watch right here on YouTube, and I highly recommend you do subscribe to the channel if you want some deeper insights into the podcasting industry. But I was tuning in to listen to them talk about podcast ads and the advertising network at networks in podcasting, but they open up sort of riffing on celebrities and how celebrities have had this impact on podcasting, both positively and negatively. And I thought there was a great intersection between how some celebrities treat podcasting and even how some independent creators that you and I have probably both seen or listened to treat the podcasting industry. So some very close similarities, but of course, there's an obvious leg up that a lot of celebrities have. But let's listen to the first clip on how the panel thought about celebrities in podcasting.
Oh, it's just you set up a couple of microphones in your foyer and you do whatever you want. And that to me indicates that someone hasn't really taken it seriously and doesn't care that much about their podcast and or didn't bother to take the time to learn about this industry.
With the celebrities coming in, not everybody's going to sound like they were recorded in a fishbowl. And so I think the days of the laptop microphone are, we've kind of said this a few times. It's like, you have to pretend you're Oprah. You get a microphone, you get a microphone, you get a microphone. The days of, having 5 people around a Blue Yeti, that's just not to say that people won't listen, but there will be people that goes, oh, I have 6 shows on this subject. I can listen to this one where I can't really hear it very well in my car with the sound of the freeway outside kind of bleeding through, or I can listen to this one where it sounds like the person's right in my head. What one would you listen to? So
as Shane kicked it off, looking at the celebrities who just come in and, turn on a microphone and just go at it with either just a long monologue of nothingness or, as Dave points out, you can just throw a Blue Yeti in a room and just talk with a bunch of buddies. It's just not going to happen anymore. And it hasn't been able to happen like that for at least a couple of years now. But if you're just starting out, this is sort of a warning shot that you should be caring, and you can underline that word because you'll hear Ray mention it in a moment. Caring about your content, caring about your show goes a long way. There is something to be said about just getting started and publishing, and maybe you don't invest in a whole bunch of equipment right out of the gate because you can't afford it yet, and you maybe just want to make sure you can do this podcasting thing, and that I am totally there with you and for that. But it's that one ingredient, caring, which you'll hear Ray say in a second, that goes the distance. Because if you care to make your content better, then you will be investing in better production, whatever that means to you and your budget and time in the future. Care more. Here's Ray.
But yeah, just care a little bit. And we've talked a million times, the ATR 2100s, all those things, right? Mics are not expensive. But I think, Dave, what you're saying about the days of the laptop mic are over. And with these celebrities, certainly they can afford it. And Shane's point, fantastic about it, really goes to say about how much they care about it or how they view the space. I got a following. Clearly they want to hear me talk. I'll just throw a podcast down the feed and we're good to go. And we have enough of that in our back pocket to know, nope, that won't work. That won't always work, right? Enough celebrities have come in and failed that the word is probably out, whether it's from their agents or whoever, that you can't just do what you want. You can't just put a microphone in the room, have a conversation with your buddies, and it's going to work.
And boom, right? You heard right there, Ray say about caring, about getting a little bit better in your equipment and not just throwing a microphone in the middle of the room and having a bunch of buddies talk on a podcast. It's not going to do anybody any favors. You don't have to spend a lot of money. That's the thing. They talk about it on the edges of these clips, which I didn't include here. But all you have to spend is between $70 and $100 for a great microphone that could carry you forever, if not for at least 2 years, 5 years, until you're ready to up your game. You don't need to buy a whole bunch of stuff, expensive stuff, to make your podcast 20% better. The $100 or $70 that you spend is going to be 100 times better than your phone or your Apple earbuds or a cheapo mic that's 20 feet away from you. This stuff makes your show maybe 20% better over a $100 microphone. It's not that noticeable in the long run. Content, caring about making your show better. But now, here's where we get into where I think there's a strong intersection between the celebrity and the independent creator and what we have to watch out for.
They're just learning something that we already learned coming in as new podcasters, we felt like we probably had to do more or have it ready because we weren't coming with the audience. We were trying to find an audience, right? So there's this coming with an audience and not giving enough. And there's starting with a no audience, giving it all and not able to find the audience. Which
it's audience privilege.
Yeah, it's audience privilege.
Audience privilege. It's a pretty funny statement by Shane, who's on the panel today. Now, I've seen this break down in many different ways, right? So as Ray mentioned, a lot of the reason why podcasters get so critical of this craft when a celebrity walks in is because, we had to work to build up our audiences. Podcasting, Apple, Spotify, if you're not a celebrity, they're not throwing the audience at you, right? So celebrities walk in, they have an audience, and then other distribution points are just going to throw more marketing weight behind them because they have an audience. They grow their audience even more after that point. For us, for the 99% of us that are creating content because we love to create the content or we love the particular subject that we talk about, we have to scrap and work really hard to promote ourselves to find an audience. And this actually breaks down even deeper that I've seen in the podcasting space, where you have these veteran podcasters who rightfully worked for the last 10, 15, 20 years building an audience. And then when the newcomers come in with these, new ideas, right? Like, what's this rock and roll you're talking about? They sort of turn their shoulder away from them too. This is a human issue at the end of the day. But the idea is, look, this podcasting thing, it's pretty tough. It's pretty tough even for celebrities that have money to buy equipment, hire producers, hire a marketing team, have a PR firm, right? It's hard enough, and they don't appreciate the craft. I heard somebody the other day on a podcast that I listened to that podcast is like the D-level celebrity game. Like, everyone just throws out a podcast. And I was just like, oh God, really? Like, that's not fair. That's not fair at all. It's a fantastic medium. It's a great way to connect with others. It's a great way to create content and have a craft that you really work hard towards. So really enjoyed this conversation. They get into talking about ads, and they started, talking about everything that, they set out to do. Fantastic show, Podcasters Roundtable. What do you think? What do you think about celebrities in the podcasting space? What do you think about caring about your podcast? Let us know in the comments below. Give the Podcasters Roundtable a follow. Definitely check them out. They do a great job. Okay. Thumbs up if you like the video. Subscribe to the channel if you want more. See you. No. Castos.com. Go to Castos.com if you want to start your podcast or try to find a new home for your podcast. Castos.com. Thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel. We'll see you in the next video.